Jiang Ping had once served as a paramedic, devoted to saving lives amid chaos and pain. But fate had no sympathy. An on-duty mishap ended his previous life. That could have been the end. Instead, it was a strange beginning, reborn into a world saturated with awakened warriors and mutated beasts. Ping discovered that he too had been reborn as an awakened. At some point in this new life, his fingers curled around an emerald-hued artifact that pulsed with mystic energy. Just as he examined the gem's glossy surface, a chime echoed inside his mind. Contract gem. Utilizes vitality and mental essence to be activated. Upon voluntary ingestion by a target, their life, soul, and consciousness will be irrevocably tethered to the summoner's will. It sounded like a power plucked from myth, but it didn't take Ping long to notice a flaw nestled within the wonder. A flaw that left him silent, the gem still glowing faintly in his hand. "Hey, Jiang Ping, what are you doing?" came a voice from behind, edged with playful suspicion. Sujin Yao, sharp-eyed and blunt as ever, approached with cautious interest. Caught off guard, Ping turned slowly, offering a sheepish grin. "Nothing much. Want a candy?" Yao tilted her head, unconvinced. "Get lost, like anyone's dumb enough to let you control them. Freak." Ping laughed it off, tossing himself down the staircase dramatically. "Just a joke," he called out. But he wasn't laughing inside. The cruel irony of the contract gem was that its grand ability only activated with complete consent. Without that, it was useless. Ping found it amusing that the previous owner of this body had nearly driven themselves insane trying to harness it. He chuckled to himself. "Amateur. Good thing I'm in charge now. If my old life taught me anything, it's how to stay calm in disaster." Seeing his downcast expression, Sujin tried to lift his spirits. "You know, you shouldn't give up just because people say no. This world is huge. There's got to be someone out there who'd actually go for it." He appreciated the thought, but deep down, the idea sounded ridiculous. Who in their right mind would agree to such control? And then, a thought crept in. A wild, strange, uncomfortable idea. Wait a second. What if it was me? He blinked. What if I accepted the contract? Without waiting, Ping stood up straight and popped the gem into his mouth. Sujin's jaw dropped. "What are you doing?" A sudden surge of emerald energy burst outward, spiraling around him, engulfing his figure in light. Sujin took a startled step back, as his entire body shimmered. Then, still as quickly as it had appeared, the glow vanished. Everything returned to normal. "You okay?" she asked, breath shaky. Ping beamed. "Better than ever." She exhaled hard, visibly relieved. "Don't scare me like that." Descending the steps, Sujin adjusted her coat and tossed a glance over her shoulder. "I need to head back to the dorm. Big day tomorrow." Ping stuffed his hands into his pockets. "So you're really doing it, huh?" The wind kicked up around them, rustling her hair as she faced him. "I've learned all I can here. If I want to grow, I need real combat, real danger. Joining the city guard is the next step." He nodded. It was true. Becoming a defender of their homeland had always been her dream. And now she stood right on the edge of it. Blushing faintly, she added, "Don't be upset. Maybe when you get stronger, we'll fight side by side." Ping scratched his head, his face contorting in embarrassment. "Yeah, sure. Stronger. Right. I have to go," she said gently. He stood there, thinking. Guess this is it. I probably won't see her much anymore. She was the first person this body loved. I should give her a hug. Just once. And then, it happened. His limbs moved. No, acted, without conscious thought. In a blur of motion, he embraced her. Sujin gasped, stunned. Ah! A green glimmer danced in the corner of his vision as the sensation passed through him. Wait. Did I just make myself hug her? Did my body move on its own? Sujin stumbled back, eyes wide. I have to go. Turning quickly, she ran off into the distance. Take care, Ping called, waving. She paused briefly, looked back once, and then disappeared. Ping looked at his hands, brow furrowed. What just happened? Was it instinct, or did I command myself subconsciously? For a long time he stood frozen, mind spinning. He had to test it. With sudden resolve, he imagined himself flying through the air like a superhero. His feet left the ground and immediately betrayed him as he face-planted into the dirt. Okay, so no flying, he muttered, spitting out dust. Next, he pictured climbing an iron mountain, spinning in mid-air, balancing on one foot, all things he'd never practiced before. His body obeyed. It was clumsy, imperfect, and exhausting, but it moved. Face down again, arms trembling, he whispered, "So it's real. As long as it's physically possible, I can force myself to do it." Martial arts, advanced movement, mimicked skills, from memory. If he had the strength, he could master anything. He pushed himself off the ground and stood up shakily. "One more test," he murmured. Later, Ping stumbled through a familiar hallway, legs wobbling beneath him. His face was pale, eyes sunken from fatigue. "Why am I so tired?" Then it hit him. Right. I told myself to run at dawn. Even in my sleep, my body followed through. His legs burned, but inside, satisfaction bloomed. It had worked. As he scanned the area, he saw that nobody was paying him any mind. Everyone's attention was focused on Luo Shu, the queen of the academy, radiant as ever. What's she doing up so early? Ping wondered, admiring her from afar. A sudden sharp noise tore through the air. His head snapped around. Time slowed. Before him, a towering beast loomed, its claws like blades, its mouth full of crimson teeth. A girl screamed as the creature clamped down on her body. Ping's eyes widened, heart pounding. What? What the hell is that? The others around the beast stood still, smiling, waving, as if the slaughter were nothing but a mourning ritual. He stared at the mangled corpse being chewed in half. No, that's not Luo. That's not her. That thing isn't human. And the creature smiled, eyes glowing like blood, teeth dripping, a monster with intelligence and hunger. Behind him came a gentle voice, one he recognized immediately. "Classmate Jiang Ping, you look pale. Are you okay?" He turned, expecting to see the kind face of a classmate. What he found instead was a nightmare in disguise, a grotesque fusion of rabbit and wolf, with cruel, elongated limbs and jagged claws. One of those claws had already settled onto his shoulder, lightly but firmly. Ping's breath caught in his throat. His instinct screamed to run, but he clenched his fists and forced himself to stay still. "Don't panic. Don't give it away." "I'm fine," he replied, voice wavering just enough to sound human. "Didn't sleep well. Bad dreams. Anyway, class is about to start." He stepped away calmly, careful not to break into a sprint. The creature, still half cloaked in human form, tilted its head as if sniffing the air. That fear, it thought, something strange glinting in its eyes. Is it just me, or is he different? Ping moved through the academy's corridors, each step more anxious than the last. Why are there mutant beasts inside the school? Am I the only one seeing this? His gaze darted from face to face, wondering if anyone else noticed, but everyone else carried on as usual, laughing, chatting, blissfully unaware. No, this isn't right. I need to report this. A teacher. Anyone. Bursting into the nearest office, he opened his mouth to speak, but the words never made it out. Before him, another one of the monstrous beings stood over a mangled corpse, its distorted face chewing leisurely on what remained of a student. Blood and tissue smeared the tiles like graffiti. Ping bolted out of the room and collapsed onto a bench, trembling. His hands covered his face, fingers digging into his scalp. Something's wrong, horribly wrong. This place, it's not what it seems. It's hell. His fingers closed around the green gem again. The contract gem. That was where it started. Ever since I swallowed it, I started seeing them. Gritting his teeth, he shoved the gem into his mouth a second time. The same green aura erupted around him, consuming his vision in a dazzling wave. A new voice echoed in his head. Analysis in progress. Ping blinked, stunned. Analysis. As the energy spiraled around him, he found himself pinned suddenly by one of the rabbit wolf beasts, its form looming above, smothering his face. He screamed, but then silence. Everything dissipated. The creature was gone. Or rather, it was him. Looking down at his trembling hands, Ping gasped. What? Did I just unlock an ability? The world looked different, sharper, systematic.